Here are a whole bunch of Zelda Papercraft that I made. Some of these were some of the first ones I made, actually, a few years ago, before I even started posting anything on YouTube. So, I'm doing a little catch-up, and might as well group them all together. Here's Link, obviously, from Ocarina of Time. Most of them are Ocarina of Time related, because that's one of my, well, it's my favorite Zelda game. Not one of Majora's Mask. These are by these guys, particularly, anyways, by Ninjatoes, which does awesome papercraft. Sword is up there, and actually, I think, if I remember correctly, you can kind of hold it. Well, maybe not. If I was to do it now, I probably would have made some little clip system. Oh, there we go, you can hold it there. It's taken straight from the models from the game, I believe, which is why they're so accurate and detailed. And one thing I love about Ninjatoes models is that they make the systems interlocking. So if there's two pieces that go together, there's a tab here, and then there's a tab here. Well, basically like this. So the tabs overlap in this direction, so that they glue and get a very tight thing, as opposed to being a whole bunch of tabs that go onto a paper like this. Which, you know, there's some that's called for in some instances, but I like the interlocking tabs. It really helps to make it easy to figure out how they line up each piece. So, like her dress, you know, the lines here, one tab's glued this way, the other one's glued that way. One's glued this way, the other one's glued that way. So it helps to make so you can line it up just right. And this is Princess Zelda as a girl. She's got her necklace on there. And I think this one is also a Ninjatoes. I'm not sure. Is it Epona, young Epona in this case. There's also a model for a big Link, but I haven't gotten around to doing him. And here's a Goron. Much simpler papercraft, but shows quite the character. This one's not Ninjatoes, this one's a different one. I gotta dig up all the links I had for these back in the day. Make sure I can still find them. Here's another Link. This one's from Wind Waker. I like the action pose on this. And he's got a lot of smooth pieces, so there's not a lot of creases and whatnot in him. He's got a little stand on there. Almost hear him yell his little, yeah! Chopping down the vegetation. Here's some accessories, a little money bag, you know, the rupees. There's some good papercraft on the rupees as well, if you want to make some rupees. There's an Ocarina. Here's a piece of heart. That one. Here is Navi, this little fairy, which is kind of just a glowing ball of light with wings, and that's exactly what the papercraft is. Now I shrunk this down so that it would be in scale. The papercraft itself is much bigger, so I kind of, I shrunk it down. It was tough to get this tiny of a thing together, and I actually rolled up a piece of paper and put it in the middle to kind of help glue the sides on, because it was quite difficult. And then the little wings, shove those in there, and of course they're double-sided. So I made it so it was in scale with him, so it would be small enough to, you know, fly around him. Yo! And of course you gotta have the Triforce. Nice, easy, simple one. This one I shrunk down. The original one was this size. Actually, I think I can maybe fit into the middle of that one. Yeah, so I must have shrunk it like 3 times smaller. And this one here, I shrunk is the original size. So instead of gluing it all shut, I actually left it so I could leave it open as like a little compartment, because there's another papercraft with the gems that you collect in Ocarina of Time. quite detailed. Now, these are much bigger. These were actually one sheet a piece, I believe. And, of course, I shrunk them down to get them to be this small so that they would fit in this. And here's a little the fire gem. The other one was the forest gem, I believe. And I think this one's the water one. It's been a while since I played. If I'm wrong, don't yell at me. That's my little logo there. CJC Productions. This one is quite intricate. These are all individual tiny pieces, and then you glue them all together around the center piece. That one was kind of tricky at this scale. But it came out nice. You got a good detail, I think. That's fun to have good detail. If you wanted, once you scale these down like this, you can make a necklace out of these and wear them as a pendant or something. So there's those, and last one, Majora's Mask. And I actually I printed out an extra. Oh, there's what it looks like from like the cover of the game. I actually printed out an extra back because otherwise this is kind of laying on the ground. So I printed an extra back and made it hinge at the top. See that? So it will. You can put it out. See that? And it'll stand up. Because it's all about the display. And that's it for the Zelda ones. Quite a few of them.